My next guest agrees with the president. He says we do need extreme vetting. We need it, and we need to issue visas based on merit, not based on some random lottery system. And he says enough with this political correctness. Here to explain, former deputy assistant to President Trump and chief strategist for the Make America Great coalition and author of Defeating Jihad, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, thank you for coming on. Look, you got a lottery and you're trying to diversify immigration through a lottery system that has nothing to do with our goals. I mean, well, we know who came up with this idea, or at least who promoted this idea, none other than Mr. Chuck Schumer back in 1990. How can we change it?
Well, look, the left always politicizes tragedies. They did this after Las Vegas. They do it after every mass attack or terrorist attack. I'm not going to politicize it. I'm just going to point out very simply, the visa diversity structure is like a terrorist roulette. You are inviting people to come to America as if it is their God-given right, and basically saying, if you've got a high school diploma and 2 years of work experience, we're going to spin the wheel, and if the number comes up black for you, then you're going to get a green card. That's suicidal. We need to stop this. There are countries that are allies of ours, friends of ours, Australia, New Zealand, that have incredibly stringent merit-based visa systems. Why not here in America? We are probably the most diverse nation in the world, Trish. This system doesn't make us more diverse, and it doesn't serve our national security.
So I guess someone decided, we need more people from Uzbekistan. We need more people from Afghanistan. We need more people from Liberia. I mean, and that's what's dictating this. So then people are applying for lottery-based tickets, so to speak, to get a visa to the United States of America. And there's no actual thought and planning that's going into this other than the political correctness planning. Dr. Gorka.
You know what this is, Trish? This is virtue signaling with American visas that endangers American citizens. This is feel-good activity. This is for, to pump up your base and say, look how nice I am. Vote for me again next time. It's about making the base feel good. But this is national security. The Constitution of the United States is explicit. There is one person who decides upon who comes into America and by what criteria we analyze them. And it's not some clown of a judge in the Ninth Circus Court. It's not some legislator on the Hill. It is the commander-in-chief. That today is President Donald J. Trump. He wants to get away with this lottery, and he has every authority to do so.
I agree with you. I'll just say it, because I don't know how anyone on the nutty ninth has the ability, with the information they have, to say you can't. If the president is saying, look, I need to shut down all the borders right now, not allow a single soul into this country, I would think that would be within one's executive power to do so, because your number one job is to protect the country. But given that this has happened, do you think there is the political wherewithal right now, Dr. Gorka, for people to say, okay, I'm going to dismiss this whole idea of diversity, and we need to focus on just what is right for the nation here and now?
Well, I know that's what President Trump is going to do. Having worked with him in the White House, in the Oval, he takes his national security responsibility to Americans as the most important thing. And that's why he says things like, remember that when we stepped out of the Paris Climate Accord, he said, I was elected to be the president of the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris. And we don't want the attacks that have happened again and again and again in Paris, Berlin, Nice, London. Look at just the last 6 months in Europe. It's catastrophic what's going on there. We need to make sure that this doesn't happen again in America, and the president is serious, and he has the authorities to do so. So I expect some very serious things to be coming out of the Oval Office in the next few days.
Sadly, we're looking at a map right now, Dr. Gorka, that shows us all the attacks that have happened since 2014, and there are many, and now they've hit home here. I guess, look, on the one hand, I hear everything you're saying, and I agree with it. I mean, I'm Irish myself, right? And if the IRA were still in business, and I was, heading over to London, I would say, yes, absolutely. Look at me just by name and my appearance alone. But nowadays, that's not okay. You're not allowed to do that. If someone has a Muslim-sounding name or comes from a country that is extreme in their religious Islamic beliefs, you're not allowed to look at them twice. That's called racial profiling. I mean, how do you get around that discriminatory aspect of that? What the left will call discriminatory?
Very simple. Very simple. Profiling is synonymous for me with the phrase common sense. If you've had a bank robber escape from a bank and the footage is of a 6'6" white guy with blonde hair, you don't go around patting down the 5'0" black grandmother, okay? That's stupid. That's a waste of resources. If we know where terrorists come from on the most part, what their age demographic is, what religion they profess, how can we not use that to try and find the radicals? It's not Islam that's the problem, it's the radicals. And the kinds of things that Mayor de Blasio has done, shutting down those essential undercover intelligence initiatives to find the bad guys before they hire the van, before they hire the bomb, that's what we have to get back to. The NYPD created amazing initiatives. We need to federalize their undercover operations.
All right, Dr. Gorka, thank you very much. We hope this gets better. Thank you so much.